Well, hello, hello. How are you all doing? Hope everyone's well. I know most of you have been on the Pride stream just before this as well. I'm glad to see the interest is pretty high, I would say, for the Den Battle Royale so far. So I'll be taking it over from Pride from here basically, and we're gonna continue doing some more Den Battle Royale action. As you might have seen, I have posted in the Discord, so we'll have 3 sets casted, one after another here, so it's gonna be a bit of a longer one. It is gonna be 9 games in total for us to cover. And we're gonna be starting off from 2 sets in the Bronze League. And it's gonna be Bronze League groups C and D. The first one that we'll see, and you can already see the map draft up on screen, is Dozerto from Norway, 904 ELO. We all know him as Jürgen or Uncle Jürgen. And MordBreygon from Australia. He's at 832 ELO. Very cool guy as well. I've actually invited him to play this tournament as well. He's been in the den for a while, and we played together or played against each other in a tournament before. I believe it was Rookie Rivals. And after that, we're gonna go to Bronze League Group D, Resbu and Scratch, and to Platinum League Group B, which is Videira from Portugal and Superhero from Pakistan. The previous matchup in Group D was from Bronze League is from all USA matchup as well. Yep, it's Rookie Rivals. Thanks for confirming, more. Nice to see you. Nice to see you all there. There's kind of like I see you're all very chatty. I love to see that, but it also kind of prevents me from going over and saying hi to everybody. So yeah, just one more time, thank you for the raid, Pride, and thank you for the follow, Mord, as well. And yep, I won't bother you much longer with any kind of intro. Glad to have you around. Let's actually go into the map drafts of this set and let's see what it all goes look like. Yeah, and likes. Okay, I have to give a special shout out for likes, I guess. I mean, he's one of the admins of the tournament as well. Also, if all goes well, the plan is, since I see both Dennis and Likestar around, Dennis will be joining me for set number 2. He is a good buddy of Scratch, who will be playing in that set, and he is. They do have a YouTube channel together, so do check that out, like Dennis and Scratch AoE. They do cover AoE leagues and similar, do reviews of low elo legends, just like many of us here. And Likes, who is, as he says, always lurking as well, and just got a shout out, will be joining us for the set after that one, for a third one in the Platinum League as well. Yeah. Well, Polly, you don't like you don't have you're not constant because of work, of course, with streaming, but also you never know what you're gonna get with you in terms of like what games being played. Like even if if somebody likes the different type of game you play, you're not sure it's gonna be the same one the next time you go. Okay, and again, I'm like kind of stalling you guys out, so let's go into the draft itself. Sorry, for some reason my chat box was off and I didn't even notice it. Don't mind me. Pacific Islands banned by Jürgen right away. And then it was Socotra banned by Mord. Ooh, Mord. We're off to the wrong foot here. Socotra, as you all know, is my absolute favorite map in the game. And it's the one I kind of got into the tournament as well. Yeah, I believe so. Jürgen. Then we have Lowland and Scandinavia. Ooh, that's some interesting picks here as well. And for the first map, we're going to the already, for this tournament, infamous Crater Lake. I'm not gonna give it too much of an intro for Crater Lake. I know, like, I was on Pride stream as well before this, checking it out. We all know the story about Crater Lake. We'll see what kind of generation it gives us and how it plays out. Crater Lake hype, yep, likes this, happy to see it, I guess. Yep. And yeah, let's go right into the Civ draft. So knowing that we're starting off on Crater Lake, let's see what they decided to do for the Civs. Again, I will speed it up a bit. So Jürgen banning the Mongols and Mord banning the Goths and the Portuguese. Okay, that's interesting. Mord, really, you're killing me here, man. we have gone with banning Socotra and Gods right off the bat. I feel attacked and I'm not even in the set. And then we have a Vikings ban from Jürgen, and he's gonna first pick Armenians. No, it's okay, Borg. It's okay, Borg. I'll get over it because I'm not in here. And I have to get over it usually in game as well because the people usually do ban this out against me. Yeah, Mort sending a message like prepping for me, and just so you know, like when this happens, I'll be there with the Socotra and God bans. Yeah, Dennis, thanks. Glad to hear it. I'm really happy with how everything looks. I do like it as well. And MordBreygon has chosen Dravidians and Lithuanians with the picks that he has. And it's down to the final pick that Jürgen will choose himself, and it's gonna be the Romans, of course. If you are familiar with Jürgen's game, it's definitely no secret that he's a fan of the Romans as well. Now I'm gonna let it all play out for the rest because these are the random picks that we get. So it's let's just wait for it all to finish and then we'll comment on it a bit. So it's Slavs, Celts and Britons for Jürgen that he's getting on the random rotations. And it's Berbers, Cumans and Ethiopians for MordBreygon. Yep. Very cool civs on both sides. We of course know that Paulie loves the Celts. I'm sure he'll be rooting that we see the Celts during this cast. Slavs are very good civ as well, based on mostly on infantry, but then again the unique unit is a AoE2 equivalent of a tank basically, and then the Britons, the most standard and then the most classic, I would say, archer civ, no special introduction needed there. On the other side we do have the Berbers with the unique unit of the camel archer, which is very interesting and generally very strong cavalry as well. The Cumans, a very unique civ itself, thanks to the bonus of having 2 TCs dropped in Feudal Age, if somebody so wants to do, and Ethiopians, of course, with a very interesting unique unit, I would say, as well, in the Shotel Warriors. Yeah, these are both some great civs, but I always take a stand back and always think that in these kind of situations it's also important of not just how good are the civs, but how familiar are the players with the civs. So how much are they used to actually playing them. I think that plays a big part in these kind of draws as well. So without further ado, as always, I have the first game prepped up and ready for us to go. So let's switch you over and let's go. And here we are, and here we are not, 1 second, okay, everything's there. So we are on Crater Lake. Jürgen deciding to go with the Armenians, and MordBreygon is playing with the Dravidians here. So should be an interesting map as well. We are on Crater Lake. Now, it's not as exposed as some people like were complaining usually, but Jürgen's DC is still like, there's not a lot to separate here from the water, and that generally there's not a lot of space on this map, usually on the coastline. So very water oriented, but still very interesting. You will see people often like to wall off these sides here. That's something people prefer doing. MordBreygon going with the Dravidians, of course. It's kind of expected. They both had these civs prepared as the, so to say, water civs out of the ones that they picked. Dravidians, a very cool civ. Dravidians, I do like them. And well, maybe I'm just biased. Like I'm kind of a big fan of Viper as well, and we all know the story of Viper claiming Dravidians are useful and Hera disputing it. But then again, to be honest, I've seen Hera play Dravidians more often than lately than I've seen Viper actually do it. Have there been any chance? Yeah, it appears not so. Like this one also seems pretty fine to me. I mean, yep, because the gold is, or the small island in the middle is on the side here from to both players, and not closer to either of them really. So I think this is pretty fair in that regard. Yeah, Dravidian's very good on water and hybrid maps. That is very true. So on a straight up Arabia game, they're not very good, and it's the reason why we don't see them as often on those maps. And they basically like have no stable at all, pretty much. Like they do get the scouts and they do get the battle elephants, but they don't even get bloodlines for them, and they get very little upgrades for them as well. You see, they're even missing an armor upgrade. So there's that. Will a castle even fit on that baby? So depending on the generation, usually there should be enough space for a castle. I'm assuming maybe here you could drop one. I'm hoping you could, or maybe here where the wolves are right now. But usually the generation is such that there's just enough space for one person to drop a castle. There's no way that both of them could actually drop castles here. Yep. And there we go. So there we have some nice idle TC time for MordBreygon here. Jurgen of all people with the 54 seconds of idle TC time early on. This will be especially interesting to all of us in the den who like play and talk closely, I would say, with Jurgen, knowing like how much he emphasizes idle TC time on us. So I'm glad I caught this already. So 5 minutes in, over 1 minute of idle TC time for Jurgen. I'll take notes of this. So the next time I'm in the bar in the den, when Jurgen speaks, this is coming up. This is definitely coming up next time. And when I say next time, I mean probably when I finish this stream. So yep, I'll be ready. I'll be there. Also, let me do one thing actually, and I'll do us all a favor here, and just make sure I exit Teams, because this is work messages popping out, and as you can all obviously see, I'm no longer at work and have no intention of being, since tomorrow and Wednesday are my off days. And there we go. And we have MordBreygon and ever so slightly in the lead, and he's also now dropping the dock as well. Jurgen has already docked on his side. MordBreygon in, as I said, a slight equal lead, just the one villager. That happened due to the fact that Jurgen has over 1 minute of idle TC time. I don't think you're gonna see somebody enjoying the idle TC time as much as I am in this specific situation, but yeah, I'm in a good mood. There we go. Now let's see what the scouting looks like in terms of like, did the players actually go fully around and check where their opponents are. So Jurgen deciding to go on this side and nearly reaching MordBreygon here, and he just passed the scout from his opponent as well. So Mord is just now leaving his starting area, but did do a nice job of scouting his surroundings and knowing where his resources are. So that's also very, very nicely done, I would say. Let's see if Jurgen had the time to do the same on his side. Yeah, he really did. Now this is kind of interesting. He did a decent job, but there's stone hidden behind this woodline here, so that's kind of unfortunate for Jurgen. But yeah, if he does cut through on this side, if it is a bit longer game and we do see a lot of galleys and ships on the field, we should be having that stone become available later on as well. And this is something I mentioned that players like doing on this map, and that does make a lot of sense to prevent, because most of the fighting you expect to be on water. You can't simply find a small place like this to create a wall off and prevent anybody coming towards your base. Jurgen has completely walled himself on both sides, but as I'm saying that, we might be seeing a blessing by Pride, and we are actually already seeing a blessing by Pride happen for MordBreygon, who is currently housed. On the other side, we're not seeing MordBreygon do the same, so maybe not as familiar with the map, or just not thinking it's that necessary to do it, so he's not really creating a wall off on either of these sides, and it will be Jurgen that clicks up first to the feudal age, while also being blessed by Pride in the process. Yep. Yeah, that's nice scouting, Jurgen, and of course, like, this idle TC time is like nothing to write home about. I think it's fine. I just kind of enjoyed pulling you a bit over it, of course. Yep. Let me just have a bit of a drink here. I don't know if you guys have this anywhere else. Like, I mean, you probably do, but our version of this, I love it. It's basically like whiskey and coke in one, and they literally do it like that, place it together, and tastes great. It is, Paulie. Reported. Okay, yeah. It's not. When I think about it, now that I'm reading it, it says 0.0 here. Yep. Well, like, of all people, Paulie, I should have known that I'm not supposed to respond to him. There we go. Oh, Cooper! Thank you, Cooper. Thank you for the follow, man. How are you doing? I didn't see you in a while. I didn't see you streaming a lot as well. And we have Jürgen in Feudal and Blessed by Pride once again. But we also have MordBreygon on his way to Feudal right away. And he's not far away from being Hout himself. Now, both players understanding the importance of water on this map will instantly be dropping to the second dock as well. Jürgen, with 2 docks out, is already producing 2 fire galleys. And MordBreygon just the 1 for now, because he's a bit short on gold. And only with the 2 on gold now, he's adding a few more. But that could be important in the grand scheme of things. So let's see. Not openly allowed. Okay, not openly allowed. Okay, I wasn't even aware of that, but I'll take note. So as I said, this is just... I have just some Coke. I'll drink the regular Coke now, while the stream is on. But yeah. Yeah, I mean... I'm not sure. I'm not an expert, but if people say it's not allowed, I won't do it, so I'll just drink the regular Coke. So this is the regular Coke now. We'll do it like that. And yeah, also Cooper. Yeah, of course, Polly. Like I'm. Okay, so we're having some fighting on the water already. You know how they say, Polly, with friends like this, who needs enemies? Of course, I'm just joking. Polly's amazing. I love Polly. Okay, and there we go. But as you said, the fact that he was on water first is working out great for MordBreygon. Now, I hate it, but this happens, and it happens to me as well. Thanks to producing the fishing ships, often your army ship will start behaving as if it was a fishing ship. Just stand there, pretend to be useless because it's scared of going to war. But that's fine. We can get that sorted out as well. Okay, so Jürgen completely winning the water fights for now here, and we are having both galleys and fire galleys being produced by MordBreygon. I do like to see this, so I think this tower is great. What I like to do in these kind of situations is either go for the towers like this to protect the dock lines completely, or go for some demo ship action. In this case, I think this option works fine. You would just want to garrison it in right now. I think you would like to garrison the archers to do more damage to the ships while they are in range. Unfortunately, does not do it. Still prefers to have this food available for himself. Is dropping down a blacksmith. Maybe starting to think of adding some upgrades for the galleys. Or thinking of actually going up, so wants to have the buildings ready for it. So Pride, we do have a rule, like, we don't have a rule that you can't, like, skip around. We told players, if you want to organize and want to play out sooner and it works out with your opponent, you can schedule and play ahead of time. It's not a problem. I think we can all agree that it's better to be ahead of schedule than behind of schedule. In anything in life, and that includes the tournament and the seedings on it. But okay, yeah, you've been trying, Pride, that makes sense. I mean, if it doesn't work, we'll have to wait for the correct timing. But what we could do, and I'll extend an olive branch here, Pride, since for whatever reason me and you have never played up till now, in the next few days you and I could play a show match of the tourney here using the maps and then the drafts, if you're up for it. Because we really have not played against each other so far, which I find kind of absurd. There we go. Also, while we were talking about everything. Okay, Pride. Okay, Pride, that's a deal then. So galleys, if you can micro them, can do well, and you can upgrade them like with fletching so they can do some more damage. I think they are fine if you get additional fire ships in front of them to serve as a meat shield, so to say, in that regard. What I would prefer now is the demolition raft, and we are seeing demolition rafts. I would like to see some great explosions here that we get. Okay, so we have one on the way. We have, okay, that's a nice hit already. Look at how the HP bars have dropped down below. And now it's also a 10 equal lead for Jürgen here, and we do have to credit that to the fact that he has nice fishing eco, and the fishing eco of MordBreygon has dropped down to 3 thanks to Jürgen winning out the sea battles. We've had another small demolition raft, but not the greatest of hits this time around. Jürgen's gonna try and separate his ships a bit more now, realizing that with the tower, you see, he doesn't know that these are not demolition rafts inside, so he does not want to come close. He'll just have to wait and defend the perimeter outside. And he does have water control for now, that's safe to say. Now, I would like to see, well, you see what MordBreygon is doing here. I would like to do something similar if I was Jürgen, because Jürgen's galleys do get to fire an additional projectile. So this would be the perfect time when you have water control and a good, I would say, meat shield for Jürgen to try and switch over into the galleys himself. But yeah. Okay. Okay, thank you. Nice to hear, actually. Nice to hear, Cooper. I think Pride pointed it out once, and that seems really cool. I'm happy to hear it. That's kind of good news, I would say. And thank you for hopping in. Also, if you, oh dear God, Jürgen. Dear God, Jürgen. Oh, this is like the Jürgen special, because you see how many places there are in queue. Nobody like in the game really expected this to happen. I think they just got a call from like a farm in Norway one time, and they were like, "What do you mean? Like you filled it out?" But okay, yeah, okay. Now he cancels them so he can click up. Okay, makes sense. Okay. Yeah. Also, Cooper, if you're around, thank you for popping in. Do have a great day. I hope to see you streaming again soon, and hopefully seeing you play some. You were playing Fortnite last time I was around, but maybe something else as well. Who knows? And also thanks to Jürgen queuing up 75 villagers from a single TC, we do have MordBreygon, the first one in Castle Age, and he's instantly going for War Galley and Bodkin Arrow. So this is pretty smart, I would say, and it's pretty clear that he wants control of the waters back. So that's nice to see. Jürgen with a substantial fishing eco here, so he's using the water very well, and it's gonna be very important for him that he keeps control of the water that he has so far. On the other hand, for MordBreygon, so he has some numbers up, but these are still not great numbers compared to what his opponent does have. But it's kind of tricky for him because he does want to try and force the fight while he has the advantage in the ship upgrades. I hope another 175 eco 25 army game. Yeah, it could be interesting. We can also try to see like what's the highest number of fishing ships Jürgen can go for. We are at 22 now, and I think that's very good because there's a lot of fish. I would still point out that I don't recall the last time I've seen like 20 fishing ships. Okay, so Jürgen instantly also going for the War Galley upgrade himself, but it's MordBreygon that wants to start the fight before that, and he does do so. And a lot of these fire galleys, as we mentioned, are weakened from before. So look at them, how far from the ships, that the demolition rafts that hit them. So now, not the greatest of engagements for Jürgen, and he started off a little bit too soon. You could have stalled a few seconds longer here. He does win out on the fight, but could have won out even harder. And these are now war galleys for Jürgen as well. So overall, it's still gonna be a win for Jürgen because his numbers were very, very good, but it's not the big win that it could have been if he just waited a few more seconds and if he kind of tried to stall it out. I do like the engagement for MordBreygon. He took out a lot of the ships, preserved some of his own galleys, or war galleys in this case, and yeah. But the big concern for him, he is on 2 TCs though, unlike Jürgen, who has not been dropping the second TC as of yet. Does have the wood for it now, so we'll see if he does it. But the big concern for him is the eco difference. He is 20 eco behind, and he probably assumes it because he probably knows that the fishing eco for Jürgen is untouched behind this and pretty strong. Yep. Yep. Ah, you're also missing the building to click up. Okay, I did not notice that myself. Okay, so we're going forward for Jürgen. So he does have a bit of a meat shield still surviving with these fire ships. So that's serving him very well because they're buying a lot of time. Now finally they will be cleared out, but at this point it's not a fight that MordBreygon is really winning on water. He's trying with some demolition ships once again to get himself back into the game. Let's see if it works. Okay, so he does get some damage in here, but it's not as easy as it is for fire ships to get rid of the demolition ships. So the fire ships are basically guaranteed to get a hit when it comes to the... There is this fire ship. Oh yeah, we're losing still to this tower. We're still losing some ships to the tower, but overall this is still very, very good for Jurgen. That's 14 war galleys on the field, 3 more in queue, with even a 1 fire ship surviving as well. Yeah, MordBreygon, it's kind of an issue here because you're 20 eco behind, and that's exactly like you're exactly the number of eco behind is the number of fishing ships that Jurgen has on the field, and we are actually now seeing elephant archers for MordBreygon. I do kind of like this decision simply because of you realize like, okay, water is not working out. And if you know your opponent invested that much in water, you can probably be assured that he doesn't have as much on land. But Jurgen, also fully aware that this might be the thinking, has added additional walls, so it's now wood palisade walls, house, stone walls behind this, making Emma happy as well. Okay, Jurgen doing very nice to find these angles from which he can destroy the docks without being hit by the tower. And I was thinking, is this going to happen? And it is. I do like this from MordBreygon. So knowing that he will need control back on water at some point, we'll even drop a castle here. I don't think this one reaches it. Yep. It's very hard for these to be reaching their targets at this point. See. So I'll be honest, like considering how much damage the towers usually done when they're ungarrisoned, this is the most damage I've seen him do to anything. They do some decent amount of damage to the ships. Yep, exactly, Emma. It's stone walls, and it's of course a tribute to you by Jurgen here. And there we go. And I will have to point out, because I did sort of call him out on it, that Jurgen has, since going over 1 minute in the first 5 minutes, reached 32 minutes of the game on only 2.5 minutes of idle TC time, which is quite impressive. It's now only going up because he just got this town center up, so forgot to queue up in it. He does have the advantage of having his eco be completely uninterrupted, which means that he's also queuing up around 90 villagers at a time. But yeah. Okay, MordBreygon, catch you later. Okay, cutting point in the city, of course. Hope you get the chance to review the VOD later if you can as well. Yep. Jurgen could actually... Jurgen does have the resources pretty much to be able to click up to Imp and help MordBreygon click up to Imp as well. But he might be missing the buildings from what I'm seeing here. I don't think he's dropped a monastery or a university. There we go. Okay, so he's dropping a castle. So there goes, like, Rasbu, here is your question answered. Here is your question answered, as we mentioned. It is possible to drop a castle here. There is enough space on this hill right here. Now, dropped a lot of monasteries. Okay, so yeah, Jurgen, so this is still when you thought that the Armenians still get the same bonus, right? He wants some battle elephants on the field. Now, battle elephants for the Dravidians, absolutely horrible. But to be fair, okay, I'm gonna have a fire ship convert. We're gonna have a fire ship convert. How did we not have a fire ship convert here? Oh no, we did. I think it got taken away right away. Or is it still here? No, it's still here. I had no idea how it did not get converted. So, again, I mean, look at this army from Jurgen. Look at this army from Jurgen. Oh, Kualolo, thank you for the raid. Welcome aboard. We are doing some casting of the Den Battle Royale here. Glad to have you around. Yep, running time, and there's 31. It's looking pretty unwinnable for MordBreygon right now. Jurgen doing a pretty good job controlling this game so far. But yeah, thank you. And yeah, I believe it was Emma or Jurgen that gave out the shout out, and thank you for doing so. Shout out to Kualolo. He's one of the organizers and casters, of course, in the AoE leagues as well. I know a lot of people are in those and enjoying that tournament as well. We're gonna have some more dogs from Jurgen. It's gonna be really hard to come back from this spot for MordBreygon. He still has the idea of trying something on land. Now, I'm assuming like he wanted some battle elephants. And as I said, a very cool unit, the battle elephants, usually a very strong unit. Pretty bad for the Dravidians. Their stable is not a useful building in general. And to be fair, I think compared still, the ironic part, it's still better than Malay battle elephants, if I'm not wrong. I still think better than the Malay battle elephants. Our pleasure, Qualolo. Like, I would say my pleasure, but it's not me who directly gave the shout out, because I'm kind of always late to do it. But of course I have Emma there to correct me on it. Yep. Okay. Oh, nice to hear that as well. So we'll have another castle go up by MordBreygon. But his issue here is that within 2 minutes his opponent will be in Imperial Age, and the economy of MordBreygon really does not support the idea of him going to Castle Ages or to going into Imperial Age as well. So it's gonna be a problem, because we're most likely going to be seeing cannon galleons hopping out for our Armenian player here. At which point there's not really going to be any response possible for MordBreygon. He's trying to get some war galleys out in the field, but that's the problem when you are going up against war galleys in large numbers, is that they can simply outrange these dogs from outside of any kind of range. Oh, Dev has resubscribed. Thank you, Dev. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. Considering that I've been affiliate for about 3 months, you definitely are, as I said, one of the first guys to subscribe, and one of the most consistent of you all. Thank you very much. And of course, with the shout out, like, well, I mean, it's kind of sometimes I feel like it's very scary, like how much better of a mod Emma is than a streamer I am. It's kind of, but yeah. And we are seeing an attack on this side. Hey Adev, how you doing, man? Okay, so we are trying to break in on this side for MordBreygon. Let's see if Jurgen saw it, and I think he's reacting to it. He's gonna try to send the ships over to stop this with the ships, because it will take a while for these battle elephants to get through from the stone wall. I don't know if maybe it's a good idea to try. Okay, they are hitting the house for now. There might be a slight hole, ever so slight hole here, but here's the problem. The navy is now here for Jurgen. So these troops won't be long for the world, and it's not gonna be possible for them to break this down and get through. MordBreygon will try to pull them back, but I'm not sure what his plan would be afterwards. Maybe if you pull them over here and try to get some mangonels, I would love to see that. I think that would be an amazing idea. Okay, now has the hill and can fight it with the battle elephant. That seems fun still. Okay, Jurgen, I said it's either you or Emma. I had no idea. And to be honest, the quickness of how fast it was done, I was assuming it was Emma. But it was you, so correction for everybody. It was Jurgen. Thank you to Jurgen. Got the greatest silent mod. So MordBreygon gonna try and drop another castle here on this side. Is taking this engagement here, but it's not working out for him the greatest. In the meanwhile, MordBreygon also trying to destroy some of the fishing ships. He does have some army presence of his own or naval presence of his own as well. Jurgen kind of focused on this side over here, not realizing that this is going on. MordBreygon now will notice that there's a castle here as well. Jurgen at 115 population, or eco population, and that's nearly perfect and nearly where he exactly where he should be. So let's hope he stops sometime soon. Maybe not queue up more release from this point on. But yeah. Okay, so Polly now claiming that he has done the shoutouts. You know what? I'm not getting into this. He needs a mod for his mods. Yep, very true. Also, Polly, like, of all the people to ask for a raise, I was sure Polly was gonna be the first. Not because he does the most work, but because he's Polly. And just to be clear, not that I'm paying any of them. I don't get even paid for this, so it's... Oh, there we go. Look at all the firing done here by these. And now we have the Dromons out on the field for Jürgen as well. Such a cool unit. And there's even space here for 2 castles. I was not sure that there's gonna be a space for a castle here. But Jürgen gonna protect the entirety of the island and gonna be patrolling it with these as well. Okay, so we do have the Mangonel as I was hoping we will. But it does get taken out. Does take one of the ships with it as well. Shoutout was given to Smart Guy. Okay, yeah. I'm pretty convinced that was Smart Guy. This is such an enormous waste of productivity. Love casting. No, but this is very interesting. And MordBreygon, I like it because I always love it in tournament games when people don't give up and don't give up like quickly. And he's still trying to stay in it because he's in himself now as well. He's researching galleons himself as well. He wants to continue the fight. He's managing to get down some of these ships with the mangonels because they are really in a good position to be hitting this. Maybe you could try to finish the castle now with these guys before this just goes to waste. But he's adding another castle on this side as well. His first built castle is now being hit, but he does have some ships prepared here to fight it back and has jumped out with them to do so. Just look at the artillery barrage of these Dromons. This is really unfair. Okay, the castle does go down in the end, but the Dromons will also go down thanks to some demo ships and fire ships together. The Dromons now hitting the fire ships as well, but the fire ships will react to it and kill them. But look what they have awakened here. It's 17 more fire galleys from the side of Jürgen. And on this side, this castle is all but done here. It should be going down any second now. We still do have a mangonel inside of this siege workshop here. Again, it's Jürgen has doubled the eco and has doubled the army numbers, so it's really hard for MordBreygon to get a foot in. So every time he kind of tries to do something, Jürgen's right back in it with something else or something new, or additional castles or cannon galleons or Dromons or another naval force and similar. So it's really commendable for MordBreygon that he's playing on and he's trying different stuff and he's trying to make it a bit messy. I always say like you need to make it messy when you're kind of losing the game. But really not working out for him. Okay, just now we will actually see the Terisidae. Okay, this is a great decision. I'm sorry we didn't see this before. So this may be the final attempt here for MordBreygon. Maybe the final thing that he has left to try out. And I think that might just do it. Like I think might just do it in the sense of like he's either gonna be able to pull it off or he's just gonna drop the idea completely of this game working out. But he's still preparing some. Let's see if he queues up some more. I do think he has the resources for it. So I would love to see a few more Terisidae. We're even having a dock being built on this side as well. We are having a trap on this side to be able to break a hole through here. Again, we are having some light cav. Cool unit. Not too happy with the Dravidian light cav. I would have preferred if we just started sending these Urumi swordsmen out of here and into the raids themselves. And here's the problem for MordBreygon. So you're very close here on this map. So we might be approaching a part where definitely it's going to be won by Jürgen. But I just don't want this to end without us seeing the Terisidae in action. So please do not end before we see them in action. Urumi cost gold? Yeah, that's true. That's true. He might be even completely out of gold at this point. Yeah, he is, because he has the gold on the sides only, and Jürgen has complete sovereign control of the middle island. And you see why Jürgen is too peaceful of a leader, so half of his villagers are just standing around doing nothing. This does not fly when I'm the leader. Okay, are we gonna see some Billy kills here? We did see some maybe go down, and we are seeing some damage being done here by these light cav. That's very nice to see. We are still in. So I think the Mangonel and these Dromons have done a bit of damage to Jürgen's own eco as well. There we go. I'm trying to make it messy, but Jürgen will re-roll this, so once again it will be impossible for MordBreygon to continue these raids. We're not still seeing movement of the Terisidae as of yet, and generally the economy is not looking in the best of shapes for MordBreygon. He's running out of space, he's running out of resources, and he's going down to a point where all he can do is chop wood and place down farms, and not even that's gonna last forever. And yeah, he calls the GG. There we go, he's gonna call the GG, but we're not gonna see the Terisidae. We did not see the Terisidae in action. I'm really sorry that we did not see the Terisidae in action, but yeah. I mean, yeah, Jürgen, it does help Jürgen as well. Yeah, but it does not like really help Jürgen, because it's not like Jürgen did not have another 19 villagers in queue still. But to be fair, this was a great game by Jürgen. It was a good game by MordBreygon as well, but Jürgen did amazingly to be the first on water, to have the early water advantage, and to never lose that advantage. Kept pushing, kept making it his own, and in the end, yeah, didn't do enough fills. So think about that next time, Jürgen. And let's actually go into the next game as well. Let's see, maybe in the next game Jürgen has corrected his mistake of not making enough villies. But let's just mark it here that that was a win for the Armenians and they lost for the Dravidians. And we have played out Crater Lake, which means we will be going over to Scandinavia, which is the home map of MordBreygon. Let me just quickly put you on the be right back screen so you don't get yourself spoiled in terms of what the civ picks are. So yep, there we go. We are going back into the game. So it's 1-0 up for Jürgen against MordBreygon. We are on Scandinavia for game 2. Jürgen going with his famed Romans into the Lithuanians for MordBreygon. Two very strong civs. I do like to see them. Of course, the Romans are very infantry heavy civ, very oriented around their bonus armor, and they are very cheap siege units, or mostly Scorpios is what people prefer to go for. On the other side, the Lithuanians, a very strong cavalry civ with some nice bonuses for their infantry as well. But what's specific for them and what they love doing is getting these relics, because they get, for the first 4 relics they can pick up, +1 attack on their unique unit and their knight line as well. So that can be pretty crucial. So imagine if you have like 10 Lechite, 10 knights later on, and you have like 3 relics, that's +3 attack on each one of them every single time they hit. Yep. And then there we go. Again, this is a map that also has 3 boar and plenty of hunt. So this is, I would say, a part where it plays very well for Jürgen that he has decided to earlier ban Mongols during the drafts, because with this amount of hunt here, what's this, like 11 deer that we can see just here in this screen, that's 1500 food. That's gonna be a big bonus if you have the Mongols on the opposing side or on your side, depending what perspective you're looking at it from. They're not missing. There's 3 boars on this side and 3 on this side. There we go. Oh my god, we are speaking about Jürgen's actual farm here. Okay. You know, yes, I did not get the joke, but I don't know if you noticed together with me and Neo, and I know you have, like, we've had so many talks about the maps and do the generations work out well, that I'm kind of overreacting to every comment in terms of like, okay, is everything fine? Like, I load up every game thinking, is everything fine now? Okay, so I think MordBreygon, yeah, MordBreygon definitely gonna lose his scout there. Got lured by Jürgen back under the DC. Gonna get eaten up by the fire. Very nicely done here by Jürgen. Yep. And a lot better from Jürgen this time around. Only 27 seconds of idle DC time in the first 5 minutes. But yeah, as Emma says, enemy TC has been found. That scout did all it was ever supposed to do. So, haha, Jürgen. Yep. And MordBreygon probably already taking a boar himself. Yep, we have the first boar being lured in and taken for MordBreygon as well. Both players on 16 villagers right now. And we have the dog already thrown down for MordBreygon. That's nice to see as well. We are still waiting for Jürgen to dock. I'm kind of surprised not seeing him go drop a dock down just yet. Does not have the wood for it right now, to be fair. And did decide to mill all of the deer here firstly, so maybe that's why the delay is happening. We do not see a mill on the side of MordBreygon just yet. But unfortunately for MordBreygon, we don't also see him using the 200 wood that he has to be producing the fishing ships as well. So right now, still not getting any advantage from the fact that we were the first to water and the first one to dock. There we go. He couldn't see deep fish. Okay, is that something he told you, or are you just assuming? Oh, okay, that's really unfortunate. That's really unfortunate. So he did not know there was actually gonna be deep fish here, so thought it's not worth it to go with the fishing ships. But that also kind of means that we are not... That's kind of funny, because this is his home map. I assumed like he had some experience playing Scandinavia. Because I thought it all fits in, like, he knows about the hunt on the map. So he likes going Mongols, so he picks Scandinavia. You ban out the Mongols. He docks first because he knows the map. Unfortunately, it looks like he did lack some information, or lack the knowledge about the fact that there in fact is deep fish on this map. But anyway, he still is the first one to click up to feudal. Jürgen researching Gloom and now clicking up himself. MordBreygon saying no, come back to the comment from no comeback to Jürgen. I don't think we've seen the previous conversation if there was any. Yeah, the Lithuanians do start with some extra food and even extra wood, if I'm not mistaken. There we go. It's for whatever reason it stopped right now. Wait, where the fuck speed up? Yeah, but I'm just seeing where it is on this one. Okay, it works this way. Okay, so that was still about the scout, I would assume. No problem at all. And within a few seconds, both players will be in feudal as well. Okay, and there goes the drush for Jürgen. MordBreygon's gonna be dropping this food off and trying to run away with his villies. Or will he not? Jürgen also kind of thinking and watching what to do right now with all his army. We do see 3. Where's the 4th one? Okay, they're gonna become men-at-arms any second. This one's still walking under the TC fire here. We're gonna drop a watchtower for MordBreygon. I'm not against this idea. I just don't think we're protecting a lot of resources with this tower here. Maybe he wants to have it in a safe spot where he can still build it unprotected by TC fire if need be. But if we were to... Oh, Cooper, thank you for the sub, my man. Much appreciated. Okay, the tower does go up. And the villagers are still looking for some work to do. Much appreciated, Cooper. So tower does go up. It does protect this gold at least. And this house you might want to destroy it just to free up a bit of the space around the gold itself. I would just relocate it here basically. I mean, destroy this one and build a new one. There's no way of actually relocating it. This is not extreme movers. And we're having a lot of idle eco from MordBreygon, so overall, like, we didn't have eco kills, but this is still very worthwhile for Jurgen here, because he's applying the pressure and he's making MordBreygon kind of panic and think around, and there's still even idle villagers inside of this watchtower as well. Oh, Mr. Neo, welcome along. Oh, nice to see you. I'm not gonna ask how the set went, because I know it's been casted, so I might want to catch that. Or, okay, wait, no, you're starting now. Yeah, 9 PM GMT, so you're just starting right now. Then best of luck in that case, since you're not actually... Jurgen is gonna be casting. Okay, very nice. So there we go, we're actually gonna have 2 Den streams up covering the Den Battle Royale that is going on right now, and the main admin of the tournament, the man himself, Neo Anderson, is playing right about now and is going to be live casted. Yeah, so I believe it's at about this moment we'll also be saying bye-bye to our friend Jurgen, who's gonna be firing up his own stream. And meanwhile, we'll continue being here, watching him and seeing how his set has played out. Neo Anderson didn't want his game live cast. I think he's worried because he did his favorite thing of the I win a bunch of games in ranked, which often means that it's time to lose a bunch of games in ranked or in general, so maybe now he is. And of course, a shout out for Neo himself, the man, the myth, the legend. Fire is also gonna tune in apparently, a lot on the line. Okay, very nice. So Fire wants to see the what the product of his work has been so far. That's understandable. For him, I believe it's also kind of an investment of his time and knowledge, and let's see if anything picked up. So if he does lose, Jurgen, make sure to point it out. Make sure to say like, oh man, you better get some coaching, Neo. Meanwhile, I'm not surprised at what we are seeing here. It's very hard to adapt to this and very hard to react at times to somebody being this aggressive as Jurgen is in this case. Very nicely done by Jurgen to have the lower TC time, to have the equal amount of villagers or economy in general, and still be able to produce this much army and be all up in MordBreygon's face. We'll lose some of the army here now, thanks to running under the TC. And there are some archers on the field now for our Lithuanian player, so he's starting to clear this up just a bit. Not doing the most damage he can. It's only 4 archers without any upgrades, and also these are Romans, which means that this armor upgrade that we have here is worth double for them as well. Yep. MordBreygon still believes I think he should still feel that this is okay for now, since he still has access to the... Okay, well, does not really have access to this gold, but could possibly wall this off here and still have access to gold. He's still not that far behind in eco, could possibly relocate to this gold here on the side. So there is some options still to do. The main issue for him being the idle eco time, where he only has... where he has a grand total of 18%. So we basically 1/5 of the time his archers, his villagers are idle and not doing anything. We now even have a skirmisher in the mix for Jurgen, so Jurgen having the time to think of everything and do everything. I'm not sure what the archers are for really for Jurgen. I think he can just continue going infantry and some skirms. Yep. The armor makes this possible, exactly, yep. So every time you level up armor with the Romans, when you research armor, you would get a double the upgrade. So it's really hard, even for the archers who are the counter unit here, to be doing a lot of damage to them. And we do have fletching now in as well, so that will help a bit, but it's still not a great situation for MordBreygon here. Jürgen not wasting any time. Trying to go forward once more, maybe go on the other side, see where he can find damage this time. These archers have to pull back. They kill one and lose one, but that's a trade that's more favorable for Jürgen, considering that these 5 archers is, or 4 archers here, and one somewhere else, is about all that, okay, one's in the garrison here. It's all that MordBreygon has at this point, and he's taking his opponent's resources as well. So some very nice gameplay from Jürgen we are seeing in his first 2 games. A very strong start to the tournament for him. Or at least so far. It is a 10 villi lead for him right now. And neither of the players is close to going up to Castle Age. Jürgen investing heavily into this Feudal Age push, which I do believe is the right goal at this situation. For MordBreygon, he does have a lot of forward infrastructure as well, has some towers up as well. MordBreygon having the issue that he's now also completely off of gold. Okay, this is not an engagement that MordBreygon wants. He better garrison these in. Yep. Maybe get some villagers in so the castle, sorry, the town center fires some more arrows. There we go. Yep, Jürgen is playing this amazingly. Jürgen is doing this like pretty proper, with keeping villager production up back at home, adding more troops, has the forward infrastructure, keeps adding towers, so keeps being on the opponent's stone, taking away resources, taking away infrastructure buildings. He's really containing and starving MordBreygon out. He came forward a lot sooner than MordBreygon was prepared for, and it's really showing at this point. Now what MordBreygon should be doing here, he's floating a lot of wood. I would prefer to have a few more villas maybe on food, and definitely a few of them could be taking this gold, because this is the only gold that's not being denied to you right now, and you definitely need access to gold if you're to have any chances. Okay, so we are taking some lessons from Gold Roger that we lost to, and of course Gold Roger, I have to say it, I'm not happy to say it, but probably the only more mental and mentally aggressive player than me in the den. He really goes all out with some crazy offensive strats, with some crazy aggressive strats. Yeah, Jürgen could abuse the market and queue some villagers and go up. Not sure if he thinks it's necessary right now. Maybe that's the mentality, or maybe he's just happy with how things are going and not thinking of that too much right now. You're mentally aggressive, I'm just mental. We are not the same, like. Now this has also happened on the side, very nice to see. We have some eco kills for MordBreygon, who has managed to sneak away and build a barracks on this side over here, and trying to do some damage. Now Jürgen is losing his army because he has clicked the stable directly, so we'll lose some of his army before the stable goes down, but now we'll be able to finish it and finish off the scouts as well. Back on this side, it's still not looking the greatest for MordBreygon, but he has added this mining camp and added some villagers to it. Now this could be problematic for MordBreygon. This tower is still up, so these villagers are running out of wood on this side and working under fire. This is a very long way to walk for the lumber camp, so we are also losing a bit on efficiency here. MordBreygon definitely needs to drop down a market at this point and try to abuse, because he has so much wood. I think that's something he should consider an attempt. I do love this from MordBreygon, thinking like, you're taking away my resources, I'll take away your resources. Yeah. Shout out to Jürgen, who's gonna go off to stream himself, to stream and cast Neo Anderson in live action against Okay, well, against his opponent, I forgot to check. There's like a lot of you in the tournament. There's like 64 of us in total. Sorry for missing out who it is this time exactly. Okay, so Jürgen reacting here in time, and see how much damage this spike is able to do because of all the armor that he does get. Okay, Hans 77. Okay, Hannes. Okay, very nice. So we are having a tower here now for MordBreygon as well. This is interesting to see. So as I said, I do love the idea, like, you took my, I'll take yours. This spearman is gonna be alive for a very long time, or not a very long time, since it's again being pressed on the tower. But back at home, it's still not looking the greatest for MordBreygon. He did kind of manage to stabilize the situation, mostly because most of the army from Jürgen is being sent back home to deal with this incursion by the Lithuanians. I think you could have just sent the spearmen back here and you would be perfectly fine. There was no need to send the whole army back, but that provides excellent value here for MordBreygon. He's getting to be a bit more at peace at home. Jürgen even docking the other side. Now this is interesting. Jürgen never decided to dock his own side of the water. He only decided to get to the opponent's side to try and kill any possible fishing eco, and there was only this one fishing ship. 20 eco lead for Jürgen. Jürgen at this point should definitely unqueue some villagers, abuse the market a bit and click up, because now we are staying in feudal longer than we should be, or have any reason to. We are having even villi fights on this side. It's a complete mess at this point, but this is definitely something Jürgen will have absolutely no issues clearing up. Interestingly enough, thanks to these raids and MordBreygon once again making the game more messy, it is 11-11 or 12-11 now in eco kills. So that's nicely done, but there we go. MordBreygon calls the GG, realizes he's probably pretty far behind, and it's a 2-0 lead now for Jürgen. Very, very nicely played out by Jürgen. Very nice game from him so far in this set. Definitely looking forward to seeing game 3, but this is amazing play by Jürgen. Way to go, Jürgen, indeed. He might have left already, but definitely gonna commend him on this later on as well. And let's update once more. So we have also played out Scandinavia. We also have... And we have Jürgen playing out both of the civs he had prepared, but so do we have for MordBreygon. So now we're going on lowland, that is Jürgen's home map, and we are having the random civs remaining. So it's only the random civs remaining now. So let me enter the game, and I will once again send you over to this screen just while we load in, so you guys don't know and don't get yourself spoiled as to what the civs for the third and final game of this set are. And we are loading back in, so I am sending us back in, and it's going to be Celts versus Ethiopians. Polly, I'm sure you are glad you stuck around for this long just to see this happen as well. If everyone's a Smurf, is anyone a Smurf? Yeah, I think that's the best possible question, Resbu, because I'm amazed at how many times we've heard the word Smurf and how many people got called Smurfs in the den recently. Jokingly, of course, nobody is accusing anybody of actually being a Smurf, but it's still funny. And we are, as we said, on lowland for the third and final game of this set. You're given with a 2-0 lead, and he is playing as the Celts here. On the other side, MordBreygon playing as the Ethiopians, a very strong, a very archer-focused civ, so their archers fire 20% faster. So when you get them in a mass, that's their archer line in general, that can be very, very valuable. And of course, the Shotel Warrior, a great raiding unit, not the greatest of HP and tank on it, but you produce them very, very fast, and if you can get them out in numbers, that's going to be something indeed. So let's see how the game goes. Let's see if MordBreygon, if we get to that point, and if we get to a point where MordBreygon can actually start spamming them out, or if we see something similar to what we see in the last game with Jürgen just making it messy right away from the start, and puts on so much pressure that MordBreygon is not able to recover. Okay. Let's see what the scouting is looking like so far. So both players for now just scouting around their own base, just not trying to find the enemy yet, just trying to see what their immediate surroundings look like. And they're trying to see how a possible wall-off would look like for either of them. So we're not really seeing either of them being too focused on walling off so far. I'm kind of surprised by that, and especially for Jürgen, I think a great advice for him would be to wall off at home more often, because we've seen that when he starts getting graded like he did in the previous game, he does like to kind of default back to sending his entire army home in order to protect it, and this way it buys you more time. It can even keep you walled if you react to it in time, so maybe that's something that would be good advice going forward. Right now we are seeing 2 houses dropped right here on the edge of this hill, so maybe he already is thinking about that and behaving in such a fashion, but we will see. And we have the first boar lure here happening for Jürgen. Takes that one without any issues. We are having the first boar lure happen for MordBreygon as well. I do believe we should not be seeing any issues for him either. And there we go, boar taken as well. Both players at similar idle TC times, so nothing crazy happening as of yet. I do want to see who's gonna be the first one coming over with some aggression this time around. Jürgen might be mindful of trying to do a similar thing as with the Romans, because this time around he does not have the extra armor bonus, and he is going up against a very strong archer civ. Now, are we gonna see a similar thing happen to last time? Yes, we are. MordBreygon once again finds the scout, loses the scout, finds the TC. It appears like that's a trait that he's fine with, judging by how it goes. That's so unlucky. Okay, yeah, we're gonna have a bit of chatting again. That's nice to see. Yep. MordBreygon just says 3. Oh, okay, because I think this one blocked him from being able to walk away from here. We are having some idle villagers here for MordBreygon. Now he pulls them over to get the second boar as well. Kind of surprised. Did we see all of the... Seems to be the theme of the day, says MordBreygon. Nice to see. I always love to see when players chat and kind of interact with each other in these situations. I think that's always very cool. Now MordBreygon has already taken all of his sheep and like herdables in that regard. There's still like half a sheep here, or less than half a sheep or pig here for Jürgen, and a full pig still waiting as well. We're gonna have a barracks now dropped by MordBreygon, and I do believe he is purposefully idling here in order to be able to click up once the villagers drop off the food from this boar. And there we go, we have feudal age clicked up. Both players also researched loom already, so whenever they have the resources they are able to click up already. Jürgen nearly at the perfect number to click up. Now he is, and does click up as well, so again maybe a 15 seconds advantage for MordBreygon. Nothing too scary, nothing to write home about just yet. Yep. Currently lurking, working on editing VODs for YouTube. Oh, editing VOD, nice pride. That was really a great idea, and I love that there's somehow a form of basically an archive as well for the games that were played in the Den. In the first edition of a Den tournament of any sort for AoE2, or for any game at all for that matter. So it's very nice to know that we'll always be able to look back and see what it all looked like. So bad at keeping up with chat in game. In reactor tourneys at least. If it's Diplo I can chat all day. I mean, yeah, that makes sense as well. For me, like chatting in game, I mean that's fine, but I'm not like too chatty in game. I do find it still kind of, not hard, but I'm kind of unused to actually chatting when I'm streaming and playing the ladder as well. That kind of takes a bit more practice still. And we have MordBreygon in feudal age. Let's see if he's dropping an archery range already. I would assume so. Yes, we have an archery range, as is to be expected, I would say. And this time around Jürgen is actually rolling off, so very happy to see this. I do believe this is the best decision he can make at this point. It's gonna be a decently big wall off, but that works just fine. Okay, yeah, and this is pretty much how I would have completed it as well. Now he's using what is like 3 villagers of his 23 total economy to be dropping these walls down, but that means he will be having them up pretty soon as well. Jürgen also going outside of his base with these villagers to actually drop a mill on the deer here and take the deer hunt. So that's interesting to see. We'll also send 2 spearmen to protect them, so that's a good idea. However, this time around he is up against the Ethiopian, so maybe he should have been assuming that he's not going to be up against scouts this time around. Yeah, exactly. And for them it's also kind of a situation of like, it's all automated for them, I would say. I think they'll have it completely down by heart. And we're dropping a blacksmith as well for MordBreygon. I do believe he probably would like to have fletching as well, since he's already taking his archers forward. Is gonna build 2 spearmen of his own, just thinking like if I run into some scouts, they're gonna be very, very useful, because we know that the archers don't do so well against the scouts at this early phase of the game. Later on it kind of equalizes more, like crossbows into light cav are a lot better than what archers into scout cav are. And just ever so slightly a bit late MordBreygon here, because Jürgen is just about to drop this wall and finish this wall off. And Jürgen will know that he's gonna be up against archers. And probably we're gonna see some skirms queue right away. Exactly, we have one skirming queue already. Equal lead, pretty close. There is a lead for Jürgen, and it's apparent that it is because the idle TC time difference. However, as we are saying that, Jürgen has just added like a full villi of idle TC time. Okay, now, but he's housed. Okay, now he tries to queue up. He tried to queue it up, but he's housed actually. So Blessed by Pride is rushing down a house with 4 villagers right now to have it up as soon as possible. And there we go, nearly equalizing on the eco department. And Jürgen has completed his wall, so Jürgen now fully walled off here. MordBreygon, okay, so destroying this part of the wall here is Jürgen, so he can move out with these skirms and finish killing all these archers in peace. MordBreygon might want to run away here and try to preserve these. Actually, we'll take away both the spears and the scout as well. But now we'll lose his archers as well, thanks to these skirmishers right here. And there we go. Oh, Resbu, thank you for the sub, my man. Much appreciated. And with Prime nonetheless. Much appreciated. I'm glad to see you're enjoying the stream. And we're gonna have another archery range for MordBreygon. So he wants to increase the pressure in that regard. That's very, very nice to see. Yeah, I mean, I've heard it's pretty cool. I've actually not done any exploring in terms of Prime myself. Should be interesting to see. I need to check that out one of the days. There's a lot of things I want to be doing still. Sometimes I get like kind of overwhelmed with the day-to-day life commitments that I have, like work and then around the house and everything, of course. And then also when you add in the streaming and the tournament right now, so I kind of forget things that I want to check out myself. One of them being like I wanted to have Capture Pro set up again for this stream, and I forgot to do it because I was doing something else. Oh, and this is actually a stone gate that Jürgen has added here, so this is gonna be closed off by a stone gate. I do respect that, and maybe just wanted to make Emma happy in any form, shape, or way possible. But then again, like any part of these palisades walls can also be destroyed very quickly by archers. Like, yeah, Resbu, I believe you. And like I don't even I don't have a kid, so I can only imagine like the added level of complication for everything that you have in that regard as well. But then again, it's like don't get me wrong, a great problem to have. I really do think it's a great problem to have. Okay, so MordBreygon doing some scouting with these spearmen here, and Jürgen has obviously noticed it, so he's sending his army over to this side as well. Jürgen gonna protect this side of the palisade wall with some additional houses to make that side stronger. And now this wolf is actually fighting Jürgen's troops here. This is an epic fight, so the spearman had to be held by his buddies here. Okay. But this is a nice amount of archers that we have. So it's 7 archers already for MordBreygon, and there's more spearmen on the field as well. So he does have 4 more spearmen, regardless of the fact that some have died out here. Or actually possibly have not, like Team Piers, neither of them has died out yet. I thought at least one of them died. But either way, we have 2 here in waiting. We have 7 archers on the field now as well already, but we do have 7 skirmishers too as well. Okay, apologies for that. Just 1 second, sorry. I do believe I might be in the wrong Discord still. Jessikume. I'm in a stream. Apologies, that was actually my best man, because I didn't notice I was in the Discord that we usually use for playing games. So he just kind of jumped in and started laughing, noticing that I'm speaking in English. He realized what was going on. Okay, so we are gonna have an engagement here. Now, while this is a better army composition for Jürgen, it is an uphill battle for him, so that might be an advantage for MordBreygon there. Pikemen not doing a lot, but are serving as a meat shield just for these skirms to get close. Now this is a decent situation for these spearmen from MordBreygon, because while they don't do good into the skirms, there's a minimum range of fire for the skirms themselves. And we are gonna have men-at-arms for Jürgen. Now that's an interesting decision. A really interesting decision. And we are also have a tower here for MordBreygon. I'm not sure I like this tower really, because it protects nothing aside from this hill, and there's really nothing forcing Jürgen to, or Dozerto, you have to use this hill for the attack itself. Now, if he was to drop down here and try to take this gold while dropping that watchtower, I think that would be a perfect decision in that case. If he wants to be dropping a watchtower for protection somewhere. But he did waste a lot of stone for it while he's about to be in Castle Age as well. And that's a very nice time to be clicking up to Castle, because Jürgen was not clicking Castle anytime soon as of yet. So that's going to be a great alleyway for him, because he can also make these, and he has the resources to be transferring these over into crossbows. Right now going for Thumbring, which is also a very good decision as well. But he might be turning all of these archers into crossbows with Thumbring as well, with this tower here. He of course, as the Ethiopians, gets free pikeman upgrade as well. Noticing his opponent coming over, will just pull back the archers. Again, it's getting very dangerous here for Jürgen. Jürgen wants to go men-at-arms again, but it's not a good choice against the Ethiopians. And getting this amount of archers out on the field for the Ethiopian is very dangerous, because they do fire faster. And within 30 seconds they're gonna be crossbowmen as well. Scout gets taken out as well, but the pikemen are still annoying, and the archers are just behind him, firing at a very, very high rate as well. And we have a second TC up. I like the spot for this TC very much for the Australian player here who's playing as the Ethiopians, MordBreygon. It's a very good spot to be in. Jürgen, now realizing the situation, has he abused the market? Let's just check quickly. No, I don't think he has, or no. Market buy sell events. No, we're not seeing anything. So has not had to abuse the market, Jürgen himself, but will be a bit behind. And does have a 12 equal lead already. That's very interesting to see, because he does have a lot less of idle TC time overall. But his opponent is on 2 TCs and has secured himself a spot on the middle or the bottom part of the map, which is very important on this map as well, because as you can see back at home, all you get really is these small chunks of gold and wood scattered, gold and stone scattered around, while all the big ones and all the important ones, so to say, are down in the middle. Now, MordBreygon still with the 3 villagers on stone that he's taking from, I'm not sure where. Okay, right here, sorry. Is getting closer to having enough for a castle, so we'll see if he drops a defensive castle, or drops one maybe that takes him somewhere to secure the middle, something like that, or if he prefers to take it straight away forward and try to get it out in his opponent's face. We also see some knights on the field for MordBreygon. I'm not sure that Jürgen is expecting that, so that could be a very good decision for him. We are seeing some scout cav on the field for Jürgen, so either looking to do some eco damage or thinking he can fight off the crossbowman with that as well. Oh, smart guy, thank you for the sub, much appreciated. We did have some joking around today, I did kinda call him out for it, so... timely reaction, Paulie, I respect it. Okay, the knights are now being pulled into a fight, but they will pull back for now. This is the place that Jürgen wants to be dropping his town center at, so it's important for him to send the army out and protect this. We are gonna have a lead skirm on the way as well, which is very important for Jürgen here. Maybe not, I don't believe Jürgen should be going forward here right now. Does lose the scout, but should have probably waited for these skirms to become a lead skirm before going forward, because this way Ethiopians, archers definitely clear this up, and there are even knights here on the field. Oh, not a great situation for Jürgen here. And he's sending a lot of villagers forward while also losing out on this fight, so this might be some equal kills here for MordBreygon. I think he's enjoying the situation right now. Here we go, cleared up all the skirms and clearing up all the villagers as well. Not a great situation for Jürgen here. Very nice damage found here by MordBreygon. Definitely working out better for him with the Ethiopian than we've seen in the previous games. Has a nice amount of knights on the field out himself as well. Is able to clear away the knights or scare away the knights from Jürgen so far. Taking this fight where he's partly on the hill, partly under the hill, so kind of equalizes, I'd say. I want it back actually. You have to leave. I'm assuming you're watching also Neo play live. That's respectable. So this town center in the end not going up. And Jürgen losing a lot of villagers, and now it's MordBreygon in the villager lead, which forces Jürgen to be dropping a defensive castle back at home. Now MordBreygon has moved some villagers off of the stone from here, so he's no longer on 3 on stone, so he's still missing around 100 stone in order to be able to drop a castle. But he will be dropping additional archery ranges and can always abuse the market just ever so slightly to be able to go up. Now this town center I don't think will end up going up at all. Now we are getting husbandry in for Jürgen as well. Jürgen invested quite a bit in the armor for the cavalry. I'm not sure he should have been really doing that, because I don't think you should really be investing that hard into the cavalry of the Celts. Or if he is assuming that he might go, actually if he goes, oh no actually right, sorry, for my mind went to Slavs for a second. I was thinking boyars, but that can happen. Yeah, just don't sub to me anymore. Okay, yeah, fair enough, Polly. Polly did have a stream recently where he just named the stream "Do Not Sub to Me," so I was at work, I just entered in the stream, subbed, and I had to go back. Okay, so this gets cleared out and gets cancelled away in the end to at least get some resources back for Jürgen. On the other hand, we are having a monastery here dropped for MordBreygon as well, so this is a very good spot so far for MordBreygon to be in. This appears to be his game to lose at this point. He does have the eco lead now as well, thanks to the 15 eco kills that he's gotten, denying this TC, leaving Jürgen only on 1 TC back at home, forcing Jürgen to drop his one and only castle very defensively here. Meanwhile, MordBreygon having more villagers, expanded eco, safe eco. He's on the bottom side. He has access to all the resources he wants, getting all the upgrades he wants, dropping down more archery ranges, and has enough to drop his own castle whenever he sees fit. Yeah, for all the time we've seen Polly play the Celts, and that's been a lot since he has reached 1400 with them. We've never seen him do knights. So definitely not something I would usually advise, but then again, on the other side we are seeing some Ethiopian knights as well, so fair enough, I would say. Okay, so here comes the castle for MordBreygon. I do think this is a okay spot. It's right next to some additional stone, and we are securing ourselves an important place in the middle, and kind of setting up some control spot there. And Jürgen is actually gonna try to redrop this town center. And do we see a Void Raider? Yeah, we see a Void Raider out in the front as well of this army here. He's gonna get hit by this knight, but only for ever so shortly. Let's see if MordBreygon reacts to this and takes them. Okay, no, MordBreygon is trying to break in over on this side. And we have a lot of mangonels on this side as well. So let's see what the micro will look like for both of them here. We might be seeing some pancakes, and Jürgen is also pulling his army back here. Ooh, phenomenal hit right away. You'll love to see it. Now the knights will be able to take away these mangonels, but there's another great hit. There's another great hit. Jürgen getting value with the mangonels, clearing up almost all of the archers that MordBreygon has had in store. So now definitely we're gonna see some more archers queued up, so crossbows queued up for MordBreygon, who needs to level this damage right away. Yep, so this gives Jürgen some time to react and try to push forward. His issue here being that there's a castle here, there's a town center here, all the economy is pretty safe, and he does not have the greatest of like raiding units, so to say, or eco damage doing units, aside from this one mangonel that he has now added. So let's see, some more crossbowmen have died out, and surprisingly enough we are not seeing more crossbows in queue for MordBreygon, even though he does have the eco for it. Right now he's investing into more knights. We are investing into more knights as the Ethiopians. I'm kind of surprised. I honestly would have preferred, but then again the upgrades are not good, but I would have preferred to see more or some shotels here, because these guys produce so fast. We also have some monks on the field for MordBreygon. We do have him already collecting 2 relics as well, so that is nice to see. We have enough for another castle, so this time around it appears that MordBreygon wants to move these villages forward and protect them with some knights in order to drop a castle. Now what he can do is break open the base of, well, Dozer with a castle somewhere, or he can try to deny the second DC that he has first denied from going up once, and now he could deny it from existing. Actually, instead, MordBreygon instead going for a defensive castle once more. Or not defensive, but he's kind of sectioning Jürgen off, saying, I take the right side of the bottom part, you have managed to get yourself on the left side. I'm not sure I like this move, simply because you could have done a lot more damage with this. I think you could have forced a lot more issues on your opponent here. But then again, we will have MordBreygon on 2 castles, researching gold shaft mining and going up to the Imperial Age. I was just about to say how this might be a good time for him to start making Imperial Age, and that's exactly what he's doing, because Jürgen is not close to being able to do that, and Jürgen is researching long swordsmen. Now, I do get it that he's the Celt, but I think Jürgen is trying to force his way into something that's familiar to him and that he likes, which is the infantry or the militia line. And in this case, but really against the Ethiopians, I cannot really find a lot of justification for trying to go infantry. He is gonna be on 3 TCs sooner than MordBreygon is, and the eco lead is still very close here. And at this rate, we might see Jürgen being able to catch up to this very soon. But now we have MordBreygon sending his army over, thinking like, no, I'm not having any of this. So let's see. Does see that it's already up, so we'll pull back a bit for now. Sending over his crossbows as well. Has more crossbows in queue now. Ooh, again a nice mango shot for Jürgen. Jürgen's kind of been on point so far with the mangonel shots. We'll try to send MordBreygon. Does send 2 knights over trying to kill the mangonel. Does do it in the end. We are trying to have some converts here done by the monks, but we have to pull the monk back, and all of the knights die out because there's a nice amount of pikes here, while the knights by the crossbows were not in position. Will we have this knight converted though? Yes, we will. And now we'll also clear away these as well. And okay, this is still a good fight for MordBreygon, mostly because he was able to convert the knight and he still has his archers alive. Okay, there we go. So this is once again, and there's more crossbows on the way. So now this is completely a fight that's gonna be won by MordBreygon, who has more mangonels of his own out on the field, who's gonna be queuing up traps most likely now that he is in Imp. And he should be producing out of all the buildings that he can right now. He is going for arbs, that's a good decision. He needs the trebs, he's going chemistry, good decision as well. Has ballistics already, but I would like to see... Okay, there we go, 4 trebs as well. More crossbowmen as well. Now what's interesting is that we are producing out of these 2 archery ranges, but we are not using the first 2. We are using one to research Arbalister, but we could have been doing more in that regard. It's looking more and more dicey for Jürgen, who has in the meantime managed to go up in the Willy count once more, and a lot thanks to the fact that he has 22 villagers in queue. Some nice mango play again by Jürgen, but this is Arbalesters now. They do a lot of damage to the mangonels as well. And just look at these guys go right now. Yeah, this army can not really able to fully stop them. It's good idea for MordBreygon to try and preserve these numbers right now while he's still getting more of them out. You definitely want to have a death bowl of your Arbalesters. 2 trebs out on the field, 2 more are being produced. Unfortunately, all being produced from the same castle, but we will have 3 bombard cannons on the way as well for MordBreygon. So he's doing a bit of everything here. Yeah, shouldn't he be? Nah, yeah, exactly. Jürgen should not have been clearing after he chased those knights, because he should have just taken the win when it was first MordBreygon, the one who made a bad judgment call to go in with the knights when the crossbows were out of position. But now we're gonna have Bracer in as well, and 2-man saw for the Ethiopian player. Specifically, Bracer gonna make him a lot stronger. And we have in the meantime had Cavalier come in as well. So MordBreygon, this is a very strong composition, but a very costly composition. In this case, I think you should be focusing more on your Arbalester numbers rather than researching Cavalier and going Cavaliers in this situation. Now, for some reason, we do still have a Knight. I'm guessing this one was converted. Yeah, this is the converted one, so he didn't get the upgrade. Yep, Jürgen would have to start thinking Imp. His eco will allow for it pretty soon as well, thanks to the expansion that he had on the side and the, so to say, inactivity of MordBreygon to react. To this expansion that was happening. I think this all could have been prevented by MordBreygon. But so far so good, and the only castle of Jürgen is gonna be destroyed here pretty soon because it's gonna be hit by 4 trebs. And once this castle is down, it means that the entirety of this economy will be very, very raidable by the army of MordBreygon here. The Arbs are a bit out of position here, but there's not a lot of skirms, and the Arbs can still take this fight with most of the troops here. The monk might get some of the conversions, but actually Jürgen calls it here. Jürgen calls it, so it is gonna be a win for MordBreygon. Jürgen realizing that he still needs time to go up to him, that the trebs are gonna continue doing their job, and he lost the fight here. So definitely I do think it's the right call, and definitely a great game this time around by MordBreygon, because we've seen them both. We've seen a good game 1, specifically from Jürgen winning out on the water, a great game 2 with applying pressure for Jürgen, and then a great game 3 from MordBreygon, who was in control for most of the time as well.